Welcome to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. If you would like to support this channel, please hit the like button and consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. And now let's start with the first story. It's called Just a Grunt. I work at a food factory. I can do whatever positions that are there and train others. I refuse to be promoted, I'd rather just be a grunt. But I have had a couple of new supervisors come in with this I am alpha mentality. I'm one of 15 to 16 people out of 500 plus who know how to run the plant. We are divided between 3 shifts, so 5 folks a shift, 5 lines, and 3 prep and clean areas plus another extra support line. So one of us on either a line or prep and clean. We are allowed to choose which. The alphas came through and made it clear that I, being a grunt, should shut up. If they have questions, they'll ask the team leads. At the time I was training both leads on the line I usually stay on. Line blue, my favorite to be at, when things turn south. I decided I stay in my lane and be the peasant I am. Half a shift goes by and we've done not even an hour's worth of work. The leads were stressed because I and another guy whose regular line was down for the day wouldn't help. The supervisors were even more stressed because the leads didn't know what to do. Finally, both alphas graced me and the other guy, I'll call him Grunt 1, with their presence to ask us for help. I absolutely loved the shocked look on their faces when I looked at number 1 and asked, "Hey Grunt number 1, what did our lords and saviors say to us yesterday?" "Well, Grunt number 2, our majesties said we peasants should keep our lowly mouths shut, but I may not be right, considering as a peasant I don't know the speech of higher beings." We stood there, grinning ear to ear like the Joker, because by hour 5, the production manager and director of operations will show up, because they will look at the cameras, plus see on our complete product system that we have done almost nothing. The product manager and director both are cool dudes, who actually have been down with us and gotten their hands dirty. They even fought the COO to give us the positions we have now, due to our knowledge of the place, so we can get paid more than any of the regular workers. Anyway, both were extremely set off. They asked us to sort the line out and they took both alphas to their offices. Didn't see either one for a week and the product manager did their job plus acted as our supervisor for the week. After that week, both alphas returned and had to be trained by us. The training lasted 30 days. We gave the big bosses the thumbs up, but they were moved to swing and graveyard shift, since the morning shift usually has more eyes on us compared to the other 2. The next story is called Call the Police. I'm a train driver in the UK. Weekday commuters in busy periods are fine. They know what they're doing and where they are going. Weekenders are another story. They rock up and have no idea where they are going, and act indignant when we tell them the route they want to take is full of engineering works. However, the worst are the summer holiday teenagers. It's school holidays at the moment here in the UK, so they are just messing around for the fun of it. Last week I had one teenage girl block a set of doors from closing. I did my usual PA spiel of, "You might not have anywhere to go, but the other 100 or so people on board want to get home or to work." This usually gets the one bothered the most to get up and see what's going on. Wasn't enough for this girl. I went back and asked her what the problem was. She remained silent and refused to look at anyone, but looked at me and said, "Get the police then." In the end, police were called and we waited on the platform for 40 minutes for them to arrive and take her away. Last night it was the second to last stop before I was to take the empty train back to the depot and go home after a 9-hour shift. I was done. I tried to close the doors and they wouldn't lock fully. Tried again a few times, then saw it was the door behind me. I got out of my cab and saw it was the same girl. "Oh, you are the same girl that held up my train for 40 minutes last week." No, it wasn't me. It was. Unbeknownst to her, I had been told over the radio to expect delays into the terminal station as they were dealing with an incident and the police was there. I just said to her, "Listen, I know it was you. It's my last train of the night and I want to go home on time. So you can either shut up and sit down, I'll drag you out, or I can get the police to come to deal with you." She obviously remembered the police coming the week before, so went and sat down. Unbeknownst to her, I used the 6-minute journey time between that station and terminal station to call the signaler and request police assistance on arrival. When I pulled in, there were 6 police officers waiting for us. I didn't open the doors and let the police in through my cab door and pointed her out. The fish mouth on her was priceless as I said, "You told me to call the police." The last story is called 24 Hours. I was trained in an advanced assembly position to replace a long-time employee who retired last week. I trained for 3 months, following the man's instructions to the letter, even taking notes on the ways he's developed in order to meet our company's demanding production quotas. Last Monday was my first day officially in the position, and I felt I was doing almost as good of a job as he was. The way it works is that everything I build goes into our 24-hour hold. When I come in, I pull them from the hold, clean them and prepare them for shipping. Last Monday I start pulling my 24-hour inventory and get it ready for quality for a final inspection before it goes to shipping. Well, we also have a new quality inspector in my department who is apparently really gung-ho about her job. She is salaried, is only supposed to work 8 hours and has never missed a chance to rub it in our faces. Because she was also a production employee until 2 weeks ago when she got promoted. She sees me cleaning the assemblies and proceeds to shoo me out because they had only been on hold for 15 hours or so, not 24. I informed her that I was taught that the 24-hour hold was to ensure they hold pressure, and that if they hadn't lost pressure in 12 hours, they won't lose pressure in 24. And that by the time I had them all cleaned, they would be out of the 24-hour hold and I would have another batch to assemble and put on hold for the next day. That's the way it works. I clean and prepare until my other co-workers have assembled all my sub-assemblies. Then I do the finishing assembly while they work on new stuff for the next day. She was adamant that she wouldn't touch them until the full 24 hours had passed. She went and got her supervisor, my supervisor and the engineering supervisor, who all agreed with me but could see her point. So they told me to start pulling my assemblies out of the hold at the 24-hour mark after that day. So I did. And at 3 o'clock she had between 25 and 30 pieces to inspect every day last week. That's around 3 hours worth of work, and she is supposed to leave at 3:30. However, if she has parts in the inspection area, she has to inspect them and get them to shipping the same day. She can't leave parts overnight, so she was forced to work overtime for free. Fast forward to today. My supervisor comes to me and tells me to go back to the system I was using before, that it seemed to flow smoother. I know the real reason though, and that's all that matters. And with that, we end today's video. Let me know what you think about the stories. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the stories and today's video? I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what I do and want to support me, please subscribe and hit the like button. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Bye bye.